Hello, welcome to the Sideboard here at the StarCityGames.com Open Series in Indianapolis. I'm Nick Miller alongside Chris Andersen. How you doing?
Nick, how you doing?
Good, good. It's nice to see you back on the scene here.
Yeah, it's fun to be back. It's been a while. Like I've been playing Hearthstone a little bit, but you just sit at your home on your computer, and it's miserable. You know, I don't want to be a homebody. I need to get out.
Got to get out and battle.
Got to battle. Yeah.
Well, you've got a nice one today. This is like a Esper Thopter Foundry control deck here that you and Jerry Thompson have been working on.
Yeah, for the most part. Jerry's done a lot of the work. I throw in some ideas every now and then. I have a good one.
All right.
But for the most part, like it's definitely a step away from what I'm usually playing.
Right.
You know, it's like elves, enchantress, lands. Not Brainstorm. I'm actually playing Brainstorm today, but at least I'm playing a cool deck while I'm doing it.
So you basically just have a control deck here.
This deck is just straight up control. I mean, control's a little rare in Legacy. Usually the control decks have like they want to enter the game, finish the games pretty quickly. You know, like Stoneforge Mystics, True Name Nemesis, whatever.
Think of miracles and stuff, but
this is more.
This is just control.
This is more like miracles in that it's control. The games go long. You want to grind them out.
All right. Well, you're going to grind. You've got a bunch of hard counters. You got Force of Will, Spell Snare, Counter Spell.
Yep.
Of course, you got Snapcaster to get uses out of that all again. You got your efficient removal of Swords to Plowshares.
Right. Also, Baleful Strix is a removal spell too, for the most part. The original version of this deck was blue, white, red. We ended up cutting the lightning bolts for Baleful Strixes. That would let us have access to discard spells too.
Nice. Also, just getting you another card as well as trading off with whatever you want.
And he's an artifact, so it's good with Thopters and another blue spell for Force of Will, all that.
The key thing here is you described this as basically the best dig through time deck in Legacy, and from the post-banning world without Treasure Cruise, Dig Through Time is the delve
Dig
card
Through Time
is
like the new Treasure Cruise, sort of. I mean, they don't operate the same way as far as like the pace of the game that you want to be playing at, but as far as power level is concerned, they're definitely both up there. And I don't know if necessarily this particular deck is the best Dig Through Time deck, but I do believe that I have the best Dig Through Time engine, which is no ponders. Instead, we're thought scouring and mental noting to just fill the graveyard up with cards.
We've seen that engine in like the Ascendancy combo decks where people are looking to just play as many delve cards as possible using the mental note thought scour engine.
Yeah, Jeskai Ascendancy had this. Also, you got the Snapcaster Mages. Snapcaster Mage can flashback Dig Through Time, and then you get to pay the delve cost with that. So that's 4 mana to Dig Through Time back again. So Snapcaster Mage is super powerful in this deck. But yeah, the engine's fantastic and it really lets me just go over the top of everything else that everybody's doing. All of my answers are super flexible to be able to handle the wide variety of stuff that Legacy has to throw at you. And the win condition is Thopter Sword, but it's almost incidental. It doesn't really matter what your win condition is. It's just, it's good if you rush it out quick. Sometimes it could just close games against a lot of decks that aren't like trying to combo you or anything like that. But it'll get them eventually.
Got to end the game somehow. You got all the sweet card drawing, removal, counter spells. You got to have a way to end the game. You got the Creeping Tar Pit in there as well as another way to just sometimes win the game.
Yeah, exactly. If they like find a way to kill your Thopters and stuff, I don't know, you still got some. You got them in the chokehold. You know, just 3-'em. Maybe a bash with the Snapcaster Mage while you're at it too.
Of course, you got your Thoughtseize, like you mentioned, the discard that comes along with the Strix.
Thoughtseize is great against every combo deck. I mean, everybody knows Thoughtseize is good.
Now the interesting thing here is you got Sensei's Divining Top main deck, but you also have a suite of it in the board. 3 counterbalance and 2 more tops.
Right. So it's kind of like a 16 sideboard card if you want to think of it that way, but it's just a great card. Like Sensei's Divining Top is good card selection, and Top plays much better with Thought Scour and Mental Note than Ponder. You basically get free shuffles sort of with the Thought Scours. You just get rid of the crap that's on top of your deck with the top, and then you get fresh 3 new cards. So having one in the main, it's just good by itself. You don't need Counterbalance Lock to do it. That being said, against some decks, you really want to be able to just lock them out of their 1s and 2s. And this deck is full of 1s and 2s. So when you've got those matchups, you just bring the counterbalances in, and you've already got one of your tops in already, so that's one less card you have to sideboard out.
Yeah, we've seen that kind of top interaction with like the painter decks that would run, the grindstone themselves to clear the top. This is your own sort of engine working the same way. You also got Enlightened Tutor, get you all of your pieces, basically.
Enlightened Tutor doesn't actually find the combo that often. You can, I suppose, if you're just winning the game, but you're probably going to win the game anyway if you're going to look for that. Mostly what it's for is for the just plethora of artifact and enchantment hate spells that I want to be able to run. It's like running multiple copies of all the 1-ups that I have so that I can, lock out the bad matchups, lands, elves, that kind of stuff.
Right, you've got a Canonist here in your board. You got Humility, Detention Sphere, Seal of Cleansing.
Yeah.
Almost forgot that one. And Sabo's Web, and as well as you got some little graveyard hate here. Spellbomb
Yeah, just
as
a
well.
little bit Nihil Spellbomb and a Surgical Extraction. I think the Surgical's a little better, but being able to tutor for a graveyard hate spell is pretty useful. So I have 1 and 1.
Of course, you've got the Academy Ruins in here in your land package as well, so you can recycle some of the stuff.
And Academy Ruins, you could get it with Dig Through Time too. Another one of the great things about Dig Through Time is that it makes all the 1-ofs in your deck a lot better because you're seeing 7 cards. If you need a specific card, you've got a lot more shots to get to it. So for example, Academy Ruins, I only need to play 1 because I can dig for it if I really, really need it for whatever reason. Like I ran out of Thopters or something like that.
It's nice to see just a pure control deck kind of coming back to the forefront here.
Yeah, it's been really fun to play. It's definitely something different, and it's very powerful. I'm having a lot of fun.
So you're 4-1 so far through 5 rounds.
I just took my first loss. Got spell pierced. It was awkward.
And like, what are you trying to dodge with this deck?
I don't know. Jerry told me that Storm, Elves, and Lands were poor matchups, and he also said he went 1 and 1 against Choke, the mono green Choke deck.
Right, the green black.
It's mostly online though. You don't see it as much in at the Star City Opens.
Yeah.
But other than that, he said he was having fun. The more I learn with the deck, the more I'll be able to understand what in depth what the matchups are like, what's important, and all that stuff. But for now, I've just been told Lands, Elves, and Storm are a bit rough. But I mean, if you just look at these tools, you should be able to beat them, all 3 of those decks, some number of the time. At least Elves and Storm. Lands, you've got a lot of bad cards against Lands. They've got a lot of good answers to your threats. The other
seems to
two,
be the nature of Lands, though, in terms of they just
Lands
have a lot
is
of polarized
wonky,
matchups.
You know, they're either going to beat you or you're going to crush it.
Right.
So.
Well, the deck looks sweet. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're 4-1 playing with it. Thanks for sitting down with me here in the sideboard. Stay tuned to StarCityGames.com all weekend long for more action here in Indianapolis.